Napoleon Bonaparte was a French politician and soldier. Napoleon was born on August 15, 1769 in Ajaccio, Corsica, the second of 5 sons and 3 daughters.
Just before he was born, Genoa, a city-nation, ceded Corsica to Louis XV of France. However, the people of Corsica were divided into anti-Frenchists who resisted the French occupation and pro-Frenchists who supported French occupation.
In 1771, Carlo Bonaparte, the pro-French father of Napoleon, was appointed assistant judge of the Ajaccio district court. Napoleon's father realized the power of France during one year at the Palace of Versailles and had 2 sons, Joseph and Napoleon. He admitted his 2 sons to the military academy in Autun, where the children of the French aristocracy attended.
At that military school, it was natural for young Napoleon, who had studied abroad in the colonies, to be bullied. Napoleon considered himself a foreigner, that is, a colonial citizen, for a time and retained his Corsican temperament.
Napoleon went through the military academy adjacent to the Champ de Mars in Autun, Brienne, and Paris. In February 1785, when his father passed away, leaving behind the difficult household, Napoleon, who was the second child, assumed the role of head of the family at the age of less than 16.
In September 1785, he graduated from the military academy in Paris 42nd out of 58 and was commissioned as a lieutenant in artillery in the Regiment of Lawfare, a training institution for young artillery officers. Napoleon continued his education at Valence, where the regiment was stationed, and read a lot, especially about strategy and tactics.
He returned to the regiment in June 1788, when the uneasy movement of the French Revolution was already taking place. After reading the books of Enlightenment thinkers like Voltaire, The Origin of Social Inequality, and the naturalist philosopher Rousseau, Napoleon thought that a political change was necessary. But as a career officer, he did not seem to feel the need for radical social reform.
In 1789, when the National Assembly assembled to establish a constitutional monarchy, allowed Pauli to return to Corsica, Napoleon went to Corsica and joined Pauli. However, Pauli did not show any interest in the son of the French informant, and Napoleon, disappointed in this, returned to France. In April 1791, he immediately joined the Jacobin Club, a discussion group originally supporting the constitutional monarchy, and soon became chairman.
In September 1791, Napoleon took a 3-month vacation and returned to Corsica to be elected lieutenant colonel in the National Guard. But in April, when France declared war on Austria, he returned to Paris. Napoleon was promoted to captain, but did not return to the regiment, and returned to Corsica in October 1792. Leopoldi led a dictatorship and was preparing for the independence of Corsica, and Napoleon was active in the Corsican Jacobin Party as opposed to Polish policy.
In April 1793, when Pauli, who started a civil rebellion, suppressed the Bonaparte family, the family fled to France. Fortunately, in June 1793, Napoleon returned to his regiment in Nice to provide for his family's needs, as military officers were needed in the war. At this time, Napoleon wrote Super de Beaucaire, arguing that all Republicans should unite around the Jacobin Party and the National Assembly, which had overthrown the royal regime the previous fall.
When the artillery commander of the National Assembly was wounded, Napoleon took the position and was promoted quickly thanks to Antoine Saliceti, a representative Corsica and military commissioner who was close to his family. He was wounded on 16th December, but the next day he drove the British out of Toulon, for which he was promoted to Brigadier General on 22nd December at the age of 24.
Augustin de Robespierre, a member of the military, wrote a letter to his older brother Maximilian, who was in effect the head of the government at the time, and a leading figure in the Reign of Terror, praising Napoleon's abilities. In February 1794, Napoleon took command of the French artillery dispatched to Italy. However, when Robespierre, the ruler of terror, was assassinated in Paris, Napoleon, who was regarded as Robespierre's minion, was arrested and imprisoned on charges of conspiracy and treason.
In September of the same year, Napoleon was released, but his military command was not restored. In March of the following year, he received an offer to command the artillery of the Western Army, which was fighting the anti-revolutionary army in Vendée, but he refused because the position had no prospects.
Napoleon went to Paris to get a better position but was rejected because he was too ambitious and was suspected of being close to the radical Montagnards of the National Convention. Thanks for watching the video about Napoleon. Napoleon video part the second is coming soon. The narrators so far have been contributed by Emma, Olivia, Helena, Katie, and Tony.